Welcome back. This is Hunter S. Thompson saying, continuing ride. On the whole, Harry thought he was to be congratulated on his idea of hiding here. He was not. Perhaps very comfortable on his idea. He is perhaps very comfortable lying on the hard earth. But on the other hand, nobody was glaring at him, grinning with their teeth so loudly that he cannot hear the news, or shooting nasty questions at him, as it has had every time he had tried sitting down in the living room and watching television with his aunt and uncle. Aunt and uncle. Sorry, what the fuck ever. Almost as though this thought had floated through the open window. Uncle Vernon, Harry's uncle, suddenly spoke. Glad to see the boys stop trying to butt in. Where is he, anyways? I don't know, said Aunt Petunia, unconcernedly. Not in the house, Uncle Vernon grunted, watching the news. He said, sketchingly, not to know what he's really up to, as if a normal boy cares about what's going on in the news. Dudley hasn't a clue what's going on. Doubt he knows who Prime Minister is anyways. It's not if there's anything about his lot on our news. Shh. Wait. Vernon, shh. Aunt Petunia said, the window's open. Oh, yes. Sorry, dear. God, what an asshole. The Dursleys fell silent. Harry listened to the jingle about fruit and brand breakfast cereal, while he watched Mrs. Fig and Betty, cat-loving old lady from nearby Wisteria walk slowly past. She was frowning and muttering to herself. Harry was very pleased that he was concealed behind the bush. Mrs. Fig had recently taken an asking him around for tea as he met him in the street. She had rounded the corner and vanished from view before Uncle Vernon's voice floated out the window again. Dudley's out for tea. Dudder's out for tea at the Polkises, said Aunt Petunia fondly. He's got so many little friends. He's so popular. Harry's repressed a snort with difficulty. The Dursleys really were as astonishingly stupid about their son. Dudley, they had swallowed all his dim-witted lies about having tea with a different member of his gang every night of the summer holidays. Harry knew perfectly well that Dudley had not been to tea anywhere. He and his gang spent every evening vandalizing the play park, smoking on the street corners, and throwing stones at passing cars and children. Harry had seen it during his evening walks around Little Winging, and had spent the most of the holidays wandering the streets, scavenging newspapers from bins along this way. The opening notes of the music that Herland the 7 o'clock news reached Harry's ear, and his stomach turned over. Perhaps tonight, after a month of waiting, would be the night record numbers of stranded holiday makers fill airports as the Spanish baggage holder strike reaches the second week, giving him a lifelong siesta. Give him a lifelong siesta, I would, snarled Vernon over the end of the newspaper sentence. But no matter. Outside in the flower bed, Harry's stomach seemed to unclench. If anything had happened, it would surely have been the first item on the news. Death and destruction were more important than stranded holidaymakers. He let out a long, slow breath and started up stared up at the brilliant blue sky. Every day this summer had been the same, and the tension, the expectation, the temporary relief, then mounting tension again, and always growing more intense all the time. The question is of why nothing had happened yet. He kept listening, just in case there was some small clue, not recognizing what it really has by the muggles and unexplained disappearances, perhaps, or some strange accident. But, accident. That's what time is so far. Perhaps maybe one more sentence before I cut it off this time. Baggage holder strike was followed by news on the daughter in the southeast. I apologize, my nose was just bugging me right now. Oh, hang on. That's better. I hope he's listening next door, bellowed Uncle Vernon, with his sprinklers on at 3 in the morning. Then a helicopter had almost crashed in the field. In Surrey, then a famous actress divorced from her famous husband. As if we're interested in their sort of affairs, sniffed Aunt Petunia, who had followed the case obviously obsessively in every magazine she could lay her bony hands on. Harry closed his eyes against and the now blazing evening sky at the newspaper, as the newsreader said. And finally, Bungie and Budgie had found a novel way of keeping cool this summer. Bungie, who lives in the Five Fingers and Barnsley, has learned to water ski. Mary Durkins went to find out more. And that, I apologize for the little annoyances at the end, was the second part of first chapter of Harry Potter and the Order of Phoenix. Tune in next few minutes for part 3. Until then, stay tuned.